How to build a reading habit, step by step. You may ask, Daniel, I want to read, but I don't know how to start. Let me help you. Here is a simple reading habit you can begin today. Step 1. Choose a time. Pick the same time every day, morning, lunch, or before bed. Step 2. Start with 1 page. Not 10, not 20, just 1 page. Make it easy, make it fun. Step 3. Pick books you enjoy. Love stories, mystery, funny books. Choose what makes you smile. Step 4. Keep your book with you. When you wait in line, read. When you sit in the bus, read. 5 minutes is enough. Step 5. Don't worry about hard words. Skip them. Try to feel the story. You will learn the words later. Step 6. Talk about it. Tell a friend, "Hey, I read something cool today." Speak about what you read. It helps you remember better. Real story. How reading helped a student. Let me tell you about Maya. She was my student 3 years ago. She came to my class with a sad face. "I don't speak good English," she said. She worked in a bakery. Her dream was to be a teacher, but she was scared to talk in English. I gave her 1 book, Charlotte's Web. It's a story about a pig and a spider. Simple words, big heart. She read 1 page every night, then 2, then 5. One day, Maya came to class and spoke for 5 minutes. All in English. Today, Maya teaches English to children in Oakland. Do you see? 1 book, 1 page, 1 small step. That's all it takes to begin. The Mirror. Inside a book one day, I read a story called Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. It was simple. 2 men, a dream, a loss, a lesson. When I closed the book, I sat still for 10 minutes. I was quiet. My heart was full. You see, that book was a mirror. It showed me things I didn't know I was feeling. Loneliness, hope, the need to belong. Books are like mirrors. Sometimes they show us who we are. Sometimes they show us who we want to be. A good book doesn't just tell a story. A good book whispers, "This is you. Look inside. You are more than you think." And when you hear that whisper, something deep changes. Books teach you how to listen. Most people think reading is just about looking at words. But true reading is about listening. When you read a story, you are listening to someone's heart. You are hearing their fears, their dreams, their pain. I once read a short story by a woman who lost her mother. The words were simple, but the feelings were big. I cried. Not because I knew her, but because I felt her. When you read stories like that, you become more kind. You start to understand other people better. You learn to say, "I hear you, I see you, I feel you." And this is why reading is not just good for your English. Reading is good for your humanity. Books give you power. Let's talk about power, not money, not fame, but inner power. When I was younger, I was very shy. I was afraid to speak. I thought my voice didn't matter. But reading changed that. Every book I read made me feel stronger, stronger in mind, stronger in heart, stronger in voice. One book that helped me a lot was The Diary of Anne Frank. Anne was just a young girl hiding during a war. She wrote in her diary every day. She was scared, but she still hoped. She was small, but her words were big. I read her diary and I thought, if Anne can be brave in that dark time, maybe I can be brave in my life too. From that moment, I stopped hiding. I started speaking. I started writing. I started believing. That's what books do. They give you power without shouting. They make you strong without fists. They teach you that your voice matters. Reading takes you places, even if you never travel. Some people say, but Daniel, I've never left my hometown. I've never been on a plane. I don't have money to travel. I understand. I really do. But here's the magic. Books are free passports. They take you to India, Brazil, Egypt, and the moon, all from your small room. I've never walked the streets of Paris, but I have, through books. I've never spoken with Nelson Mandela, but I've heard his voice, through his book. Every page is a step, every chapter is a flight, and every book is a world waiting for you. So even if you cannot go far, you can still travel wide, with reading. Books help in jobs and interviews. 2. Let's get real now. Many of you are thinking, okay, Daniel, that's all nice, but I need a job. I need to earn. I need real success. I hear you, so let me tell you the truth. Reading helps you there too. People who read more speak better. They write better emails. They explain better ideas. They do better in interviews. I helped a student named Carlos. He worked in a warehouse. He wanted to become a manager, but his English was not strong. I told him, read one article a day about business, about leadership. Read it out loud. He did that for 6 months. Today, Carlos is the team lead at his job. He now helps others speak better English. You see, reading is not just for fun. It is a skill, a tool, a key to open real doors. So why is reading so good for you? Let's recap. Let me remind you of what we've learned so far. Reading gives you better English. Reading gives you confidence. Reading helps you understand yourself. Reading helps you understand others. Reading gives you power, peace, and purpose. Reading takes you places. Reading helps in your career. It is not magic, it is not fast, but it is real. And it works. Good evening, my dear friends. I am very happy to see you today. My name is Daniel Carter. I live in California, USA. I finished my studies at Howard University. I have taught English for 10 years. I love reading. And today, I want to tell you a very special story. A story about how reading changed my life. This is not just a speech. This is a journey. It is a story from my heart. It is a story that can help you too. Why? This topic is so important in real life. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel lost? Do you feel like your English is not strong? Do you want to speak better, understand more, and feel more confident? If your answer is yes, then this speech is for you. Reading is not just about books. It is about your future. It is about your voice. It is about how you see the world and how the world sees you. Reading helps you learn new words. Reading helps you feel new emotions. Reading makes your brain stronger, and reading helps you speak better, think better, and even dream better. So, please listen to my story. It may change your life. My strategy to improve English with reading. Before I begin the story, let me give you a simple plan. This is what I teach all my students. Step 1. Read 10 minutes every day. Choose easy. Books, children's stories, comics, short books. Read slowly. Step 2. Read aloud. Speak the words. Hear yourself. Feel the rhythm of English. Step 3. Write one new word every day. Use it in a sentence. Speak it. Repeat it. Step 4. Ask questions. What is this story about? What did the people feel? What do you feel? Step 5. Share your story. Talk to a friend. Teach someone else. The best way to learn is to teach. Now let's begin with the real story. The hook. A letter in a book. One rainy evening, I walked into a small old bookstore in Los Angeles. The air smelled like old paper and fresh coffee. The man behind the counter smiled. His name was Mr. Wilson. "Looking for something special?" he asked. I laughed. "No," I said. "Just passing time." He pointed to a shelf. "Then this book will find you." I didn't know what he meant, but I walked to the shelf. My hand stopped at a small red book. The title was The Wind and the Window. I opened it. Inside the book there was a letter. A real letter. It was written with blue ink. It said, "To the one who finds this book changed my life. I hope it changes yours too. Emma, New York, 1999. I held the book like it was magic. I didn't know Emma, but I felt her words in my heart. And that day, something changed inside me. The magic of reading. I took the book home. I made tea. I sat by the window and read the first page. And oh, my friend, it was like stepping into another world. The story was about a girl named Sarah. She lived in a quiet town. She had no friends. But one day she found a book, and the book spoke to her. Not in loud words, but in soft whispers, in feelings, in dreams. As I read, I cried. Not because the story was sad, but because the story felt real. I felt like Sarah. I felt her loneliness. I felt her hope. I felt her strength. That night, I read for 3 hours, and when I finished the book, I did something I never did before. I wrote my own story. It was short, just 2 pages, but it was mine. And from that day, I read every night, just 10 minutes, then 20, then an hour. And every time, I found a new part of myself. Why reading feels like talking to a friend. Some people feel shy to speak English. They think, what if I say it wrong? What if people laugh? I understand. I was the same. But books don't laugh. Books don't judge. Books listen. Books speak to your heart. Books tell you, you are not alone. When you read, you learn how to speak. You see the words. You feel the words. And slowly, your mouth starts to say them too. Reading is like making a new friend. A friend who never leaves. The first big lesson. Books are doors. After that rainy night, I read one book every week. I found books in libraries, in second-hand stores, in boxes on the street. I even found books at bus stops. And do you know what I learned? Books are not just paper. Books are doors. Every book is a door to a new world. Some books take you to space. Some take you back in time. Some take you inside a person's heart. One book helped me understand sadness. Another book helped me forgive my father. A small book with just 20 pages helped me feel strong when I lost my job. Books helped me feel seen. Books helped me heal. The second big lesson, reading makes you smarter. Let me tell you about my friend, Mark. Mark and I went to the same school. He was always very quiet. Not many people talked to him. But Mark read one book every week, even in high school. One day in college, we had a big English test. It was very hard. Most students failed. But Mark passed, and not just passed, he got the highest score. I asked him, "How did you do it?" He said, "I read every day. Books are my teachers." That's when I learned. When you read, your brain becomes faster. You learn new words. You understand grammar without thinking. You can write better, speak better, and even listen better. Mark is now a writer in San Diego. He says, "I don't have a big degree. I just have a big bookshelf." The third big lesson, books help you. Grow. Let's talk about growth. I know many of you want to grow. You want to grow in your job, in your English, in your life. But here's a secret. Growth doesn't always happen outside. Real growth happens inside, and reading is the best food for your inner growth. Books ask you questions. Books help you see your blind spots. Books give you ideas. New, fresh, powerful ideas. One time I read a book called The Alchemist. It's a simple story. But that book taught me something big. When you want something with all your heart, the whole world helps you. That line stayed with me. That line helped me start my first English class. I had no money, but I had a dream, and books gave me the courage.